Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame and to Limsa Lamensa. Tell me, who's ready to go and fight a sea monster? I'll tell you who. This guy. It's Durmin. We're gonna go fight a sea monster. Come on, let's go formulate a plan for sea monster fighting. With the Admiral. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. I'm going. Hello, everyone. Hello. Have you come up with a plan? I give you 2 days.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
You know, I bet if we went out there and looked around in the, I forget which part of the Limsa, the Lanosha region that is, but I bet if we went out toward Hearthstone and kind of looked around, I bet the landscape actually would kind of look that way. That'd be kind of neat. I never actually looked around for that, but I bet it's there, just in the geography. Cool.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye. The thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood.
Oh, so it's where we kind of were last episode then. All right, I can see it.
Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe.
We drain the ocean, yes!
This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldek and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals.
I sense upcoming chores.
The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, Warrior of Light.
I'll do my best. And we'll call draining the ocean Plan B, I suppose. So, any thoughts? Anyone? To confront the Lord of the Whorl in this watery domain is far from ideal, yet he's not like to come to us. Would that he lacked the means to strike us from afar. I would also like it if that were the case. Being the observant adventurer that you are, you'll doubtless have noticed my dagger work back at Sapsa. You know me, Durmin. I like to dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that. That's not at all, like, at the top of my mind right now, bud. The Sahagan Elder claimed to have become eternal, yet he was summarily consumed by Leviathan. What might this imply? I'm going to worry about that at a later time. I have my people working triple shifts on the twin vessel, but it will take some time yet. Time we may not have. 7 hells, this waiting is liable to drive the lot of us mad. I guess I'll get moving. Thoughts? Ideas? Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I had never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I've come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes. The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I'm disinclined to put any store by his claim. And even should it be true, it is as Y'shtola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed primal slayer's claims. Durmin, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it'll spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. Yeah, sure, why not? The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. I also hope that. Do you guys have new things to say, or are we, being the observant of it? Okay, no, we're good. Nothing left to say. Great. All right, well, I'm gonna go see if we can find this guy. Let's go. Here we are. A little off target, but I figured this would allow us to see the countryside a bit. Haven't been in Lenosha in a little while, at least not this part of it. And we couldn't fly before. Aerial views are fun. It's one of my favorite parts of Lenosha, too. I really like these, like, cool little windmill structures. Kind of looks like sails for the fans and, like, this sort of, like, thinner base, like, thicker top sort of thing. Oh, it's cool looking. It's a good area. But okay. Let's see if we can find this individual. Oh no. You. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days, and do you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. All right, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Traktum ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you can? Ahem. The tale of Traktum's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabeetus. Now, Leviabeetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as my members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth, at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let my mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, the some say you can never truly beat Leviabeetus, that you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Excuse me. Ah! It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. My member's tiny. It's pathetic. I have this effect on people. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabeetus, but I have seen him with my own eyes. So it was a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking my duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. What? Oh, gods, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait, if you're asking about Leviabeetus, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care, he really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless, lying whoreson. I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Well, this has been worthwhile. Durmin, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon. Leviabeetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morabee dry docks. Please, pray, make your way here as soon as you're able. Will do. You continue to suck, by the way. They call me a working man. I reckon that's what I am. Drinking under the chief's nose, sneaking out the back door, and nobody'll ever know. You enjoy your song and your lies. I've got to go do an ocean fight. Boy, it sure is nice being able to fly, huh? I mean, I could have aetheryte warped right here, but... Scenery. Anyway, where... Am I too high up? I think I might be. Ah, here we are. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I've been productive. Talking to liars. How are you? To complete the twin vessel in so short a time and with limited materials. The people of Naldik and Vimeles have won an admirer in me. Good, and thank you for the update. How are you? When First Master Inzar proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the Whorl Eater is complete do I see the elegance of this solution. Wait, can we see it? Is it visible? Is the boat visible is my question. I'm thinking the boat might not be visible. I want to see it. Come on. Whatever. We'll see it later. Would that we'd armed ourselves with more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I take comfort in the fact that you've faced worse odds in the past and have ever prevailed. You will do so again. Of that I have no doubt. Oh, I have no doubts of that either. I'm going to be calling in such experts as you've never seen. Also, we're so, overgeared for this, as always. It'll require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the Whorl Eater. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in itself. In order to build the Whorl Eater, we had to decommission 2 perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice it to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion, but when I offered them the chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead, they magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. I'm glad they have. All right, you ready to do some dangerous sailing? I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whorl Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Whorl Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Awesome. And good. I give you the word. I mean, the sun's not out, so it's dark and everything, but that's the case so much of the time. Inzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the Whorl. Ah, I know that look. You're ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the Whorl Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you, she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldik and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it'll use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. That is a part of the fight. You gotta do that, or else everyone dies. I assume it still works that way. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd Levy, and Lady Yugiri the 5th. But what words have I for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of mine own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Durmin. May the crystal bless and keep you. She always does. All right. It's fighty times, and we're going to need to call in some friends who are hopefully still awake. Let's see if I can acquire a crew. All right, a crew has been acquired. Excellent. Let's see, we got Snowcat, Therim, Dan, another Dan, Kalu, Anya, Tampopo, and Kikau. We got a few new faces in here. That'll be fun. Oh, good. Pretty much all of these big trial fights are now going to involve a full party of 8. So this should be a good time. And this is a fun fight. It's going to go pretty fast and smooth probably. These days it's fairly easy, but still, should be a good time. So let me queue us up and we'll be right in there. Actually, I should read the description. That's a thing I've been trying to remember to do more often. The Sahagin, reviled beast tribe native to the Indigo Deep, have succeeded in summoning forth their ferocious god. Voracious is the word, the primal Leviathan. Should the mighty serpent be allowed to unleash a tidal wave, the entire city of Limsa Lominsa will be swept into the sea. Faced with watery oblivion, the leaders of the Maelstrom have conceived a desperate plan. By lashing together 2 warships and filling their holds with corrupted crystals, they hope to pierce the Lord of the Whorl's defenses and give a chosen few the chance to dispatch the primal with courage and steel. The war leader sits in the bay with her towing vessel, the Triumph, awaiting, but the commands to cast off. And cast off we shall. Let's go. Oh dear. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, these goofs. Another full party of very psyched and ready to go Dantalis Theater Company members. All the fashion. Look at everybody. This should be, I think, a very good time. And fairly quick as well. All right. We have a very big fish to fight, everyone. Are you all ready? We all ready to get psyched and fight a big fish? Thumbs up, yes? Thumbs up, yes. Okay. Go, team, let's go! Fight fish! Hey, Leviathan. You trespass upon my domain, tainted of the light. I have no idea what sort of voice to give a Leviathan. Well, this fight starts nice and simple. First, you just kind of beat up on it for a little bit. Then Leviathan leaves. And then you gotta start paying attention to stuff like that, because the boat's gonna get rocked. Now, in this version of the fight, not too big a deal, because there's guardrails, but in other versions of the fight, harder versions of the fight, there's not guardrails. And if you fall off the boat, you die and you can't get raised till the fight's over. So, do not fall off the boat. Hey, no. And we gotta take care of the ads, because that's important. Fun detail about this one. During this phase where there's both the head and tail of Leviathan present, let's see. Melee attackers, except for the tank, need to attack the tail, and magic attackers need to fight the head, because otherwise your damage will be reflected back at you, and that's just no good. Also, you need to destroy these spumes as quickly as you can. It's very important you do that thing. I can't remember why, I just know it hurts if you don't. And at the end of the day, that's all the reason I need. There we go. That did kind of hurt a little bit. We're fine, though. We're fine. We're fine. It's half done. Oop. What are you up to, bud? Mine is the power to cleanse all things. Naught can withstand the... Oh, no! We're just slightly too slow. That's quite all right. So that's the part where you need to hit the button. We were just slightly too slow. That's okay. It's fun that you can actually still die at that part. Okay, the converter is now operable. And this time, I shall hit the button. Like you're kind of supposed to do. Hopefully I didn't do it too early. Mine is the power to cleanse all things. Naught can withstand the relentless onslaught of my waves. Except this time we hit the button, so it worked. We are protected. You challenge me with trickery. Fools, your mortal contrivances cannot quell the raging sea. I was reading, but that would have killed me if we didn't have guardrails. So, hooray for guardrails. And now there's some good music, which unfortunately is not going to last very long. Harder versions of this fight are more interesting. Still, you're starting to get a taste for some mechanics that are starting to get increasingly interesting. And the big boss mechanics are only going to get more interesting from here. Almost done. There we go. Go team! Good job, everyone! Thank you very much for joining. You all did great. Fantastic. Good thing we did that clever RNG manipulation by dying the first time, right? Saving the frames and whatnot. Thank you all so very much. You all did great. Huge thumbs up for all. Thank you very much, Snowcat and Therum and Tampopo and Dan Oceans and Anya and Kikau and Kalu. I'm so glad we keep on getting like some fresh faces in for so many of these. It's so nice. And there's so many fights left to do. I guess I should go and check and make sure that everybody outside is good. Thank you all so very much, very, very much for joining. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing all of your faces again in the near future. I gotta go make sure everyone's okay. And the sun's finally out and everything. So lovely. We haven't really been back here in this space in a while on camera, have we? Back here where everyone hangs out. Heard that good crowd noise. Seen all the fashion on display. It's been so long. What a good game. Okay, let's go report our very good heroic deeds. And we'll leave out that one death. They don't need to know about that. I'm ready to report my success. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I'll permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, sir. And on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink. That's cute. I'd forgotten that. Okay. Hello. Congratulations are in order, I think. Another notch on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. Were I a god, I dare say I would tremble at your summoning. Thank you. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words of congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. With this in mind, I shall say only that I am glad for your safe return. Well, thank you. That such things can be defeated runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? My congratulations, Durmin. This victory will serve to quiet the Sahagin, for a time, at least.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
She's really blowing your cover there, bud.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Give him a break. They didn't have the ninja combat animation set in the game yet.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
What?
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
And there we go. Another primal issue dealt with. For now. So then, where am I needed next? Oh, hello. How are you doing? Xanthale has orders to point you in the direction of the Lominsan underworld. Ooh. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that the members of the Fraternity, to which you would be introduced, abide in the shadows of Lominsan society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than Mithril, to wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Thank you. I do believe I know where this is. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this is the patch where the ninja job was added to the game, yes? It really feels like that's what's being established here. They're like, hey, you can go and, like, change to being a rogue to eventually become a ninja now, if you want. And here's how. It's what it feels like, right? Shadowy woman and inconspicuous man, you get what I'm saying. What? Didn't your mammy teach you it's rude to stare? No? I came with the letter. Huh? You got business with me, adventurer? I do. Well, I have a letter anyway. A letter penned by Admiral Mirvlib, introducing Yugiri of Doma to the members of Limsa Lominsa's as yet unnamed secret fraternity. Which I'm guessing is you? So, you're the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eaten grin. But with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner that what Merlib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. I am Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you've developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There's much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Yugiri of we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Master Durmin, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I'm loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You've been a true friend to us, Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Maybe so. So yeah, like maybe this wasn't the patch where it was added, but I'm guessing next patch, yes, ninja was in the game, and then you could become a ninja. And hey, weapon, nice. So, are we, we're not done with this yet, are we? How's it going? Yugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you overlong. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Alright, sounds good. I'll go catch up with Minfilia at the Rising Stones. And what the hey, it's been a little bit. Why not? Let's go! Here we are. How's everyone doing? Oh, Hozan, you're here. Hello. The Rising Stones. What a peculiar name for a sanctuary. It kind of is, I guess. I like it. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into the piling gold. Oh, Durmin, forgive me, but I must see to the Doman's needs. I'll leave you to it. History is our friend, young one. The answers to the problems of the present are oft to be found within the past. We need but seek them out. Are you teaching? What if you wanted to solve a problem that's already happened, like the Garleans destroying Doma? Y'shtola, I'll leave you to answer that question. Good luck. Hello, how are y'all doing? Good, I hope. I've been tasked with helping out in the kitchen. Once I've grown accustomed to my duties, I hope to treat our hosts to traditional Doman cuisine. Oh, that sounds lovely. From one snack deliverer to another. I approve. An adventurer bends not to authority, but lives and acts according to his own beliefs. He's the master of his own destiny. Are you teaching the finer points of adventuring to the kids? In my native land, there exist individuals not unlike these adventurers. Yet without a master to serve, how does one know the path that one must walk? Good to see the Rising Stones folk doing their part to make everyone feel at home. Yozan, careful. Yozan, what are you doing? You think this is impressive? In Doma, we trained to run in the treetops. Oh goodness. Well, I'll leave you to it then. What the seven hells are you doing up there? Get down here before you fall and break your neck. See, that's what I was thinking, but then he assured me that this is just how it always goes in Doma, and I believed him instantly, because why would a child lie? Don't mind Papa Limo, he's making a fuss over nothing, as usual. Yozan's sense of balance is amazing for a boy his age. I wonder how he got so good. Walking in trees, apparently. Hey, Hori, how you doing? Some of the Domans wanted to learn how to fight, and it's fallen to me to oversee their training. First, I need to find suitable equipment for everyone. Man, first time I played through this game, I did not stop to actually talk to other NPCs, like NPCs I know along the way. I just went from quest objective to quest objective. There's a lot of flavor packed into this stuff. I'm glad that I stopped to do it. Some 15 years ago, a mission took me to Ul'dah. 'Twas then that I first chanced to gaze upon your beauty. I was utterly transfixed. I dared not blink lest I deprive myself of even a split second of your radiance. Flamin, how's it going today with you? You do flatter me, dear, and I do believe you've had a bit too much to drink. Well, let me know if you need help with this, but you seem to have it in good hands. Good to be back in New Home. And how are you doing?
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me.
No, seriously, if you'll talk with your own words and voice, say as much as you want.
When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing.
Very briefly, but yes.
When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion.
Until a fish eats you.
And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable.
To the fish.
As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed.
I like your thinking.
There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Well, hello there.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Ooh, mood lighting.
It is done, my lord. I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
I'm sure it's fine. All right. Look at us go. We got through patch 2.2, everyone. And that's exciting. Next time, when we come back, we could start patch 2.3, and we might, but I think, if I remember correctly, I believe there is another raid series which is available to us, and it is, while not required, very important, very relevant to main story stuff, and not something to be missed. So, assuming I'm correct, and I can start that now with Durmin, that's what we're going to be doing next. And it should be good. Please look forward to it. Until then, do take care, the lot of you, and I will see you next week for more Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah, have a good weekend. Bye.